Okay, so here's the Finglass project that's going out. What this is going to be is a letter of recommendation from one of the paint suppliers because he's a painter, and we're going out to specific designers. We've got about 150 designers between Connecticut and Westchester and New York City. Here what we're doing is we're using the letterhead from Fine Paints of Europe. John Haley was nice enough to write us a recommendation letter endorsing this painter to interior designers. All right, so what we're going to do here is, in this letter you'll see, it's a little bedraggled at this point because I've been working with it. This is our concept folder. But here you fold the letters so that the letterhead's up here. And what we're going to do is address it not to actually John, but we'll be addressing it to the designers down here, see? Not to Jody, I'm sorry, but to the designers. And then what we do is we're going to fold it in a way that it's all frontal, that they read it. And here we're going to paper clip his card at the bottom, and then include a batch of photos, which we ended up doing about 17, keeping it under the 2 ounce measurement in terms of stamping. We're going to have to use 2 stamps, 42-cent stamps. And here's how the letters, the photos actually look. Here we're going to, these are beautiful photos of his work, some outside photos of exteriors. Here we've got, a New York City apartment, which was wallpaper plus the Fine Paints of Europe trim. Here's a door done with Fine Paints of Europe that's just amazing. The luster and the lack of lines. There's an application process that's just amazing and crazy. And Finglass Painting is an expert in these Fine Paints of Europe. It's called Holland Lac Brilliant, which is can be a high gloss or even a satin, but it has this oil-based, just beautiful finish. Here we have, we did the trim here, and all that you see here, it just happens to be centered with this nice table. This was an interesting job here where, the colors of the rooms, and then they stained the beams. Another outside job. This is a really great place to use high gloss, something like this, which is a little bit of a, a green window, which is beautiful. Here, we're seeing trims, and the walls were done, and all the staining of the railings and everything. Here, a dining room that's just beautiful with this framing and everything that Finglass Painting has done. A neat idea, upside down, a neat idea to do with your cabinets with the high gloss Fine Paints of Europe painting. I think it's awesome. Look at that blue color. Here, this is a cabinet done in a bathroom with the brown. Picture's not so good, but it was a beautiful, beautiful done job. And here we have just some of Finglass's workers working outside, just to give you an example of how they cover the area and make sure that, the property, the stone and everything is protected. Okay, all right, and then what happens after this is we mail out mailers. It's some are going right back to some of the pictures that we mailed in this endorsement letter package, and then we follow it up 2 weeks later with another with a campaign here. We like this one. We also picked this one, although that wasn't in the original packet, but it was just a nice job that they did with the whole room, and so we wanted to include that, but we didn't want to push our stamps over, our postage too much here to include more photos. So here, and the concept, we're going to use this as our concept piece because the